Saraswati Sisukunj Bhagwala Borsad Standard 8 Subject Science Chapter number 13, that is Sound, and it is video number 1. Sound. That is the chapter's name. Means here we are going to study about the sound. Why sound is important? Look, how you will come to know when you are in the school that period is over or period is complete? Because after each and every period you are hearing the sound of a bell which rings, right? And then you understand that yes, period is over and it is the time for the next period. How will you understand that someone is at your door? Because that person will knock your door, otherwise they will bell a ring, that is doorbell, right? Okay, sometimes we understand that some person is trying to approach us, right? With the footsteps, sound of the footstep we understand, right? There is so much silent surrounding and someone is walking, then also we can hear a footsteps very clearly, right? Sometimes there is a clock in our houses, the second arm of a clock, we can hear it very clearly when the surrounding is so silent. Means many things are there which is in our surrounding which produce different sounds. Our surrounding is full of sounds. From the morning to evening we hear so many sounds. Our day starts with first sound of alarm, right? So our life is full of sound, and we can communicate easily with each other with the help of sound. Right now also I am speaking, you are hearing, right? That is also one kind of communication, right? And my voice is reaching towards you through this mobile phone on which you are watching, right? That is also sound. Now you will think that what is this sound? So sound is a sensation, we can say. Sound is what? Sensation. Here we are going to study that how and which kind of instruments, which kind of things produces sound. What is the reason behind the sound? Why it is getting produced, right? And how we can produce the sound, that we are going to learn. And how we are able to hear that sound. Look, sound get produced, right? As I told you, it is a sensation which you hear from your ear and it gets stored in your brain. Sound is a sensation which you hear from your ear and it goes in your brain and it gets stored. So we can say that sound is one kind of sensation that we can feel. There are many musical instruments that we know, like flute, tabla, harmonium, guitar, right? Many musical instruments, and this kind of musical instruments produce sound, right? There are many questions, I know there are many questions in your mind that how sound travels from one place to other place, right? Because it is producing inside one instrument and it is reaching towards your ears. So actually that sound travels, no? Right? So how it travels, how it get produced, there are many different questions, how we are able to hear it, right? So that all questions discussion we are going to see here in this chapter, that is 13, sound. To understand sound, first here you need to understand that sound produced by a vibrating body. So sound is produced by a vibrating body. Here body means any kind of object, we can say. Body means any kind of object, right? To understand that, there is an activity which is given in your textbook, right? That touch your school bell. But as we all know that you are not coming into the school, so how you will come and touch the bell, right? Okay, so in other way you can do at your home, take a plate, hang it with a thread. Otherwise, the simple example we can do it here, that I am going to show you. Just see here how to do that, right? Take a scale of metal, right? And there is a hole always present, always here on the top of the scale, right? Now what you have to do, take a rubber band if it is available, or any kind of thread you can take, just hold it like this, so it should be hang freely. Now by hanging like this, you have to keep your finger nearby that metal. Here my finger is here, so I can touch and I can feel the vibration. Here what we are finding? We are finding a vibrating body. I will produce sound by hitting this on this metal and I will feel vibrations here, right? Vibrations, right? So you just have to feel the vibration. Just hit it and touch here. So I am doing it, right? I am trying to do it. Let's see what happens. Okay, then touch here, this side. Quickly you have to do it and touch it, right? And touch it. So you will feel vibrations, right? You will feel vibrations. That vibration travel from here to here, right? So that is vibrations. Now here we can say that when sound is produced, there should be a vibration, right? When sound is getting produced means there should be a vibration. Now if you are intelligent, you will definitely ask me a question. So how voice is coming out from our mouth? What is getting vibrate, right? So you can do that. Just take your finger, touch here, right? Touch this finger, politely here and speak something, hello, right? So you will feel that this part is getting vibrate. You will feel vibrations over here on this part, right? So here and there is a sound box which is here, right, which get vibrates and you are able to speak. So there is a sound means there are vibrations, right? So I hope you understand that there is sound and a vibrating body, sound from a vibrating body. Okay, let's go further. As you have studied in 6th standard that what is vibration? The movement of an object back and forth, right? When object moves back and forth quickly, that is vibration. So here we are connecting vibration and sound. For that, let's do one activity with rubber band that we have already did in 6th standard, right? So let's try to do that. Now I am going to vibrate this rubber band, right? And we will try to hear the sound of that rubber band. So you have to focus on the rubber band, everyone. That is why I am here, right? And you will able to hear the sound of that rubber band, right? Try to hear it. Okay, so my rubber band is here. I think you are able to hear it. Look, it is getting vibrate, right? Back and forth movement. You are able to see that, right? Okay, now see this with sound. I hope you are getting the sound of rubber band, right? And we are able to easily identify that rubber band is getting vibrate and it also produce sound. It means when object vibrates, it create or it produce sound, and when it stop vibrating, it will not produce sound. As we have seen that most of the vibrating objects produce sound, right? Or we can say if there is a sound, there are some vibrations connected with that, right? But in most of the cases we are not able to see those vibrations, right? Because the amplitude of the vibration is so small that we cannot see it easily, right? What happens? The amplitude of that vibration. Now you will surprise, what is this amplitude of the vibration? So amplitude means the maximum displacement of an object. Maximum displacement of an object, that is called amplitude. But if it is a minimum, it is not getting away from the mean position. Now you will see that what is this mean position. Let me explain you. See here, if this is a string of a rubber band, right? If this is the string of a rubber band, right? I am touching it, so it will move. It means back and forth movement, that is vibration. Again I'll touch it, it will move. Back and forth movement is called vibration. But if it will not move much, if let's imagine that it is moving up to here, right? So this is called maximum amplitude, and it moves here, means this is amplitude of the rubber band. Displacement means it is moving from here to here, it moves, right? So that is amplitude. So rubber band, we are able to easily we are able to see that rubber band is moving because its amplitude is little bit more, right? So that is your amplitude. Okay, for definition, see here, the maximum displacement of vibrating body, the maximum displacement of vibrating body from its mean position, that is called amplitude. I hope you understand, right? Mean position means when it is at steady state, that is its mean position. Now it is getting vibrate, so it is trying to displace, means it is trying to move, right? And that thing, that is amplitude, its maximum displacement, it is amplitude, and itself it is a vibrating body. So I hope you understand the maximum displacement of a vibrating body from its mean position, that is called its amplitude. To understand that, let's see one activity and try to see that are you able to see that vibrations, or for that we need to use some medium. Let's see. As you know that we are trying to see the vibrations right? As we have seen in this rubber band, right, that if I will strike it, right, it will move up and down position, right? It will move, and these vibrations are easily, we are able to see easily, right, in the rubber band. But if I am taking any metal, here this is a plate, right, this is a plate. Now I will strike this plate with this plastic, and let's see that are we able to see the vibrations. Let's check it out. No, look, here only plate is moving, right, but we are not able to see any vibrations. Now to see those vibrations, let's use some medium, right, because this is a metal plate. If I am striking this side, so sound will travel from this metal surface, right? Sound will travel from this metal surface, or we can say through this metal surface. So let me add some medium, and here I am using some water. Now see carefully, there is water inside the plate, right? And now I will strike this. So see that what changes are you able to observe. Are you able to see some vibrations inside the water? Okay, take a closer look and see it in a slow motion. Okay, now this was about a plate, right? Let me try it in a big container. Let me try here, right? Let me try the same thing here. Let's see it. Okay, are you able to see those vibrations which is traveling from the water, right? See it again in a slow motion. Now we understand that when there is a vibration, there are sounds. Now let's try to understand the musical instruments, right? There is one activity in which we need to make iktara. Now what is this iktara? There is an activity which is given in your textbook. See here, with the help of coconut shell and a stick, you can make this instrument, right? If you want to make, just try to make it by yourself, right? Use that coconut shell and a stick, just fix that coconut shell, right, inside the stick, and from one end to other end you need to tie a wire, a metal wire, very tightly. And as you can see in the picture, this is how you can play it. When you are playing, try to identify that which part is getting vibrate. What is the reason behind the sound which is produced by this iktara? Means which part is getting vibrate. That is our main purpose today, right? What is there behind the sound? We are trying to understand that from which part of any musical instrument, right, which part is getting vibrate and sound is getting produced. We are trying to find that, right? So let's see different instruments, different music instruments, and let's try to find out that which part is getting vibrate. For that, see this table. Okay, so here I have table. Here you can see musical instruments, right? And what we will see, musical instruments name and vibrating part of which produce the sound. We are going to write here parts that vibrate and produce the sound. Okay, now see here, first one, veena. I hope you have seen veena, right? That veena has many strings, wire strings, right? So which produce the sound. So here, which part is producing sound or which part is getting vibrate? So there are stretch strings. Okay, so stretch strings are there which is getting vibrate and we now produce the sound. Okay, let's see, next one is tabla. Right, now here tabla, have you seen tabla? Right, in tabla there is a special part which getting vibrate. We just have to tap on that in a different ways, right, and there are different sound which get produced from the different area, right? So what is it called? What is that part called? That is also stretched. Now the important thing is, wherever you are seeing here that part which is getting vibrate, in most of the time it is get stretched, tightly connected, right? It is also here stretched membrane. Okay, now see the next one, flute. Have you seen flute, which is played by Lord Krishna, right? There are many holes if you have seen, right? So those holes are getting vibrate. So what we will write for that? They are called air columns. Those air columns, right? Those air columns are getting vibrate when air comes out from it, right? Okay. Now see next one, that is violin. Now if you have seen violin, there are also strings, right? There are also strings. So same thing, stretched strings will be here. That is the same part which is getting vibrate. Okay, now see next one, here is dholak. Now dholak and tabla, they are both different instruments, but the part which is connected with both are same, and those same parts are getting vibrate. Now see here, it is also stretched membrane. Okay, now see next one, here it is shehnai. Shehnai also has many holes, right? So here there will be air columns. Okay, now here is a different thing. Look, bell used during aarti. If you have seen bell, right, which is used during the aarti, if you will compare that bell with your school bell, right, if you will compare that bell with a plate on which you are striking some stick, so that all are producing sound due to metal vibration, So what we'll write there? Bell shaped metal. Okay, so I hope you understand this. Just take a close look of that. Okay, so what we have seen today? Today we started with different sounds which is in our surrounding, and we understand that if there is a vibration, there is sound, or we can say when there is a sound, there is vibration. Okay, then we understand that which kind of vibrations are getting produced from different things, like rubber band we have seen. Okay, with that we have seen one new word, that is amplitude, right? A maximum displacement from a mean position of any object, that is amplitude. That amplitude is connected with vibrations, right? Amplitude word is connected with the vibration. Maximum displacement, most important definition, remember that. Okay, then we have studied about different musical instruments and their parts, that which part is getting vibrate and how sound is produced. So I hope you understand most of the things from the video, right? Okay, thank you so much.